Following the recent debate on the Joe Rogan podcast between Dave Smith and Douglas Murray, now the debate seems to be who has won the debate. And concerning one of the issues Dave debated, mainly which party perhaps is more right to have done or to be doing what they're doing, either Israel or Palestine, who's more ethical in this war context, who's more deserving of suffering, perhaps, who has won, who's more, in a sense, morally or correct, or whatever it is, who's more, I guess, right, or in their own right to do what they're doing. It seems to me everyone is missing the point. Everyone is missing the point. Human suffering is more often than not, especially when there are warring factions, human suffering is always a result of hate of some sort. You do not see the other party as your brothers, as souls, as human souls. You do not see them as brothers. And even though perhaps their ancestors did something wrong to your ancestors, and maybe some very serious, maybe some very real injustices were done to your forefathers or previous generations, or maybe your generation. Who knows? But the point is, are we looking forward to increasing human suffering and expecting to win by wiping out the other party? Or are we taking the path that truth may put us on? And truth, in every case, is brotherhood. Brotherhood. Brotherhood as human souls. The soul, the nature of consciousness, is a reality. It is the truth. Are we basing our actions on this truth? No, we're not. And I don't expect, Palestinians and Jews in this area or even anywhere else in the world to all become all of a sudden kumbaya and best friends and lovers and, to behave like they are actually brothers. I don't expect their feelings to change so quickly about that. But they ought to know the truth and base, if not their feelings, but their actions on the truth. If they're not willing to do that, if they prefer to remain enemies and to remain hateful despite the truth, well then there is only one path, and that path is a path of destruction. And all paths of destruction lead to eventual self-destruction. It's inevitable. It is karmic law. Whether you like it or not, karma is the law of cause and effect, and so you will necessarily reap what you sow. And what are you sowing now? What are you sowing now? Please try to realize that. The law is not going to change because you think you're righteous. If you think you have righteous hate, if you think you are committing righteous violence, so be it. But what you sow, you will reap. Inevitably. So there's a better path available to all. And that path has to do with the truth. And the truth is, your neighbor or your brother is like thyself. Don't forget. You can never deny the truth about the nature of the human soul. Beyond all belief or religious considerations, the human soul has its own reality, and it's undeniable. And if you deny it, well, you are, taking the path of straying away and far from what is your own nature, and far from your own nature is suffering, destruction, and self-destruction. It's inevitable. Inner fulfillment, civilization, fulfillment on a civilization or a societal level always has to do with the truth. The truth of what we are. Thou shalt love thy neighbor like thyself, because thy neighbor, thy fellow man, is like thyself. That's the truth. You have no choice. It's not about being a Christian. It's not about believing in anything that has to do with Christianity. This is simply the truth of the nature of the human soul. So, what is the path you're taking? What choices are you making? If you don't like what has happened to your people, then solve something that will result in something truly good for your people, but that cannot, under no circumstance, involve increasing suffering for other people. Because, again, remember, they are like you. They are your brothers. And inevitably, what you do unto others will be done unto you. What you will sow, you will reap, and karma is inevitable.